Hello, and welcome to Survival of the Thickest. The exam hibernation season is over. We're ready to do some foraging.
Yes, I like that. What do we store up? I mean, I've spent a lot of.
We store up a lot of depression and
I was thinking more jelly babies, but you can go for depression.
Concern, worrying.
No.
I'm
how did it go
I'm
for
joking,
you?
Of course, I'm pretty pleased with how it went, but obviously, you don't know until you get it back, don't you?
Yeah, I think it went okay.
But it's been a long wait. We haven't wanted to wait this long to do this.
No, it's certainly been a matter of not being able to, rather than specifically choosing not to.
Yeah.
So
it's the first time since we've been doing this that we've both had exams that actually matter.
Yeah. So.
I mean, obviously, mine are the big boys. They
yeah. What was it? Is it 66% roughly?
60%.
60%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah. So today's podcast is going to be a little bit chill.
In response, it's going to be the most freewheeling episode we've done to date. Because
Probably.
We're really all out. We're outstrung at this point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, we've had the past 3-4 weeks have been work based. I don't think it's unreasonable to have some relaxing podcast time. So yeah, what we got planned today then?
We thought we would just go away and think up some weird, dumb scenarios that the other one's gonna sort of logic their way out of in
using logic. We should be good at that by now. We've spent 3 weeks doing it, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we've got some interesting scenarios. I'm hoping they're roughly science related in some way, shape, or form.
I've done my best.
It's not just going to be a case of an arbitrary, like would you rather, something weird, like shoot your dad or shoot your mum. It's like
wow.
You know what I mean? Something that's difficult.
Something that's difficult. No, this is easy. This is science.
Go on then. What do you want to start with?
Okay, all right. I like this one. Out of all of your bodily functions, which do you think would be the most annoying to have to do on purpose?
Okay, so
it's not something that just does automatically.
So
you actually have to go. Oh, okay. I'm thinking about doing this, and I'm okay. Well, what I'm saying is all your automated systems.
Okay, just any automated system
that now you have to do on purpose.
Well, I mean, okay, so the obvious one would be breathing,
because you have to do it all the time.
Because you have to do it all the time.
I'm gonna have to. Maybe I'm gonna have to
exclude that one.
No, but I'm gonna engine it like when you're asleep. It switches into automatic. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So you don't get that let off. Okay.
Well, I mean.
So otherwise you're like,
difficult.
okay, you can't choose to breathing or
well,
heart rate.
Death,
otherwise, it's death.
All right, then. No, breathing would be difficult. No, but then okay. So you mean by bodily function? You don't necessarily mean systems, because imagine having to control your own immune system or your own cardiovascular system. Every little smooth muscle vein that contracts on its own accord. You have to physically go out of your way to do it.
Oh dear! And can you imagine the immune system as well? It's you don't know at what point something bad has sort of entered you or where. That could be
You'd
a
have
real
to make
hassle.
the just to say, I'm gonna need.
You'd be like,
gonna need some neutrophils.
I better check that scratch that I got last week. It's, it's
because you just let it do its thing,
Mm.
So
Right,
I don't know. So bodily functions. I mean, that's also, I don't know. So breathing is but a lot of them we kind of. I suppose. What about
Because in my head, breathing was quite a simple one.
It's a nice, easy one to do. You just go. I mean. Funnily enough, we can also control our breathing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that it's almost
like
so second nature. But what would be the most annoying?
I mean, I don't know.
For me, all right, I'll let you in on this.
Let me give you some thinking time. Go on.
There inherently seems something very annoying about having to digest everything, and the small intestine is
quite long.
Is long,
yeah.
And you're contracting
every single little bit.
Each little bit. Squeezing it all the way through.
It might be a bit distracting when you're trying
and you're
to get
doing
on
it
your day.
quite a lot of the time as well. In fact, probably most of the time you're digesting something. Surely.
Yeah. No, that makes a good point. Yeah, because it's just always going on in the background. You don't really think about it. Imagine having to actually be controlling that. I wonder if there's any like weird, messed up, like health condition diseases where certain involuntary actions.
Well, that's the thing.
Voluntary.
This is where my question falls down. I reckon they do exist, but I reckon they don't get very far.
Yeah, true.
Because there's just too much going on there that you couldn't possibly take control. But that this is dumb scenarios. This is the dumb scenarios episode, and I'm telling you, what do you pick?
Yeah, no. Although the breathing one, I could imagine if you lose consciousness and you can breathe, then actually I think breathing manually wouldn't be the most difficult thing to do. It would be a pain. You'd have to remember.
I mean, all of these things will be a pain.
Yeah,
but
true. Yeah, that's true. So what, you're going to say the digestive system?
I think that'd be really annoying to do.
I feel like, I don't know, your blood kind of gets pumped round, so having to force your own heart muscle to go...
But that's the thing.
Like that.
Surely...
Having to contract the ventricle and the atrium, like...
Oh, yeah, that's quite a lot
like all the time.
I mean, you'd get good at it.
Yeah, you get pretty practiced. Like going to the gym, pumping iron. Oh my god, you literally are pumping iron. Hey! That's good. That's good.
You'd think the last episode we did was last week for this free-flowing...
You'd think so.
Oh.
Okay, so I think what we've learnt there is that involuntary systems are involuntary for a reason.
They're really useful and not to be underrated.
However, we don't personally want to do them out of our own will.
Precisely.
Cool. Have you got another one? I think yours is probably going to be better than mine, so we'll crack on with yours.
Think so. Okay, I don't have an answer for this personally.
Okay.
Which disease would you most like to eradicate, bearing in mind it can't be useful? So you can't knock out any of like the big ones that kill and harm people daily. I'm talking like we need to solve restless leg syndrome or something.
Okay, so what slightly arbitrary disease that isn't that bad would you like to get rid of?
At most, it's like an aesthetic, like...
a condition, a small condition, or like an ailment, something that's slightly wrong with you, but nothing too bad.
Oh, I do have an answer for this.
I mean, the common cold would be a pretty good one.
No, but that can take people down, can't it?
Okay.
I'm talking even more useless than that.
that.
You're a small university, but you found a tiny bit of funding to do the most useless research.
Yeah.
But you've solved that problem. It's occurred to me that I don't quite know what my own rules are.
Yeah.
This might again be too useful, but a fix for acne, a good one. They're like, okay, we've solved acne.
Yeah, it's just like an overnight, like makes your life a little bit easier. Yeah, that's a good point. I was actually, I do like that. Because a lot of 13-year-olds would be appreciative of that.
Yeah, because it never hit me hard, but I always felt bad for the person who's like they haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah,
they're just sort of growing up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. Yeah.
I was gonna go. This is an interesting. I was gonna go for kind of the side effects of menstruation. No, because don't get me wrong. I reckon if you could get rid of menstrual cramps, all of that,
the market for that, it's huge.
Like an overnight pill, just pop that in, and then like none of the sickness.
Well, you know what? The novelty of the answer, I'll accept it. Again, I think it might be too useful for the sort of
what you're trying to
for the grounds of my question, but I do like that as an answer. I do like it.
I feel like because it's like you say, it's not going to kill anyone. It's not going to cause them a loss of harm.
It's just really
it's like
annoying.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, speaking as two people with no personal experience on the matter, but I'm totally with you. Yeah.
I've been told. It's not very nice.
I'll accept that. All right. So my answer is acne, and you're going for menstrual symptoms. Side effects.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Do you want to move on to round 3?
Yep. I'm liking this.
I like this one actually. All right. Would you rather have to recycle everything, or you couldn't recycle anything? Okay. And when I say recycle everything, I mean literally any waste food, you got to compost it or you got to save it. Every time you go to the toilet, you're composting that. Every time, like any packaging, anything, you've got to find another use for it. But I guess by extension...
So by recycle, you don't just mean whack it in the blue bin?
No, I do.
Okay.
Anything you can do, but obviously there's a lot that you can't do that. So it's like, I'm going to have to find a use for this.
Oh, okay, so...
You're literally the most efficient person alive, basically.
Or just throw it on the bin.
No, but exactly. You can't do that. You can't throw it in the bin because you're not recycling it. You need to be.
No. But I mean, no. If the other option, so you either recycle everything,
or you're doing
bin.
literally nothing.
Chuck it in a landfill and get rid of it. Well,
I'm talking every meal, every time you go to the toilet.
It's very easy to say, the recycle everything option. But actually...
I'd say it's easier to do the recycle nothing because I'm putting a lot of conditions on this recycle everything.
Yeah, exactly. But because of those conditions, that's what actually makes it harder than you imagine to just recycle everything.
But I reckon there's a lot to be gained from being the recycle everything guy.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I've always said
I bet you save a lot of money, like in a roundabout ways, because you're like you've not wasted a single thing.
Yeah, I always said that if I had the money and the space in my house, I would really have a good, efficient bin system where everything would go to a different place.
That's living the dream, isn't it?
Yeah, I really. I'll just get out of my Tesla and go straight.
I was going to say, that's
into my eco house.
A young adult man with ambition.
I want recycling bin.
A really efficient bin system.
No, but
I'm with you. I'm totally
does
with you.
Bug me. I really hate people that don't, and I hate people that even stuff like rinsing out like a jar or something.
It's so basic. It's so basic.
But it makes
all
so
the
easy
to do. Yeah.
But no, I don't think, just as a side note, I don't think we're educated enough of what we can and can't recycle, because there's plastic we can and there's plastic we can't. And like Pringles tubes, I think most people think Pringles tubes are recyclable.
They're one of the most annoying,
the worst.
Because they've got like that 5 different types of cardboard in just the one, and and the aluminium foil at the bottom.
You know, on the front of like all foods in this country, you have the sugar, saturated fat, salt, all that. I think there should be like next to that, like exactly, if you can. Like, don't get me wrong, they do put the recycling or not recycling logos on packaging.
You have to be bothered to find it.
Yeah, you have to go out of your way to find it, and also I don't think it's mandatory. I think it should be a mandatory thing to do, is to say if you can or can't throw it away and where you can put it. I think I would definitely optimistically try and be the recycler.
There's something very noble about being the guy that's like, I'm gonna self-manure my own crops, and I'm not going to waste any of that food.
You love to? I'd love to have enough space to grow my own food. That'd be excellent.
Look, you're preaching to the choir here.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, that would be good. I'll have to get an allotment.
All right, so you're going to be the noble
all the time.
Recycle everything.
I don't think I throw a lot away. That
I like to think that I'm pretty on the ball, but then at the same time, I think of the amount of stuff that I buy without thinking, like, I need some chicken or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's all covered in like single-use plastic or something. Like even if you can.
Oh, you mean like the wrap? The plastic clean wrap on the top.
The sort of wrap that goes over the top, rather than the nice thick plastic at the bottom that is recyclable.
You'd have to try and do something with that. I'm literally sat here looking at a 4 iced raspberry finger sponge packet, thinking probably not recyclable.
That's not going to go anywhere.
But if they put it in I don't know. It's just, that's the wonders of plastic, is that you can do so much with it. Like, you can't just put it in a cardboard.
But also, it's the double-edged
box.
sword in that it's like it's made entirely of oil, which we need to dig out of the ground.
Yeah, true.
And a lot of it just degrades into the ocean.
Yeah.
This was meant to be the optimistic fun episode, but no.
Landfill. At least Trump will get all his golf courses. I don't know. But
it's very true. Very true.
Okay, so we're going to be optimistic recyclers.
Okay. Out of all the things you've studied, what would you most like to kick?
Out of all the things I've studied, what would I most like to kick? As in, like, physically
What would you most enjoy to really kick?
Just kick it really hard. Because it's something I want to be big enough that I can get a good hit on it, Like, personally, the immune system really pisses me off.
Elevation, and you want to be able to...
But I can't kick a neutrophil. That's not really going to do a lot.
No, you're right.
quite a lot of bacteria and viruses annoy me. Like DNA viral replication, I find a bit complicated sometimes.
As in, like you're thinking, what annoys me to learn?
So I want to
take
it out on it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Or what thing? Just what in general would I want to kick? What do I reckon I could get?
I mean,
a
if
good
you had
hiss
like,
on?
if there was an organism that you'd really like to give a good boot to, what do you think would be satisfying to leather?
I mean, I did human physiology, so
We'll just kick people.
Someone I didn't like. I think, yeah, I mean, a person would be a good thing to pick.
But it would have to be the right person.
It would have to be the right person.
Okay.
All I'm thinking, the thing that's jumping to my head is I went to the monkey forest down the road last year.
You'd love to kick
and
a monkey.
Kick a little Barbary macaque. But I'm like, I'd probably kill the damn thing.
Well, look, that's a little insight into your
Who
psyche.
Your
That's me personally. I would kick a bit of lichen because that's how they reproduce. You know, you've got on like a street pavement or whatever, you get these sort of builds up of lichen.
Yeah.
Basically, the only way they reproduce is if you sort of break them up.
So what you're saying is you're gonna kick a brick wall that's got lichen on it.
I mean, it might be rather than a kick. I might sort of kick the air above the wall and look to sort of scuff the wall. You know,
It.
so I'd scuff the wall and then I'd be
Rather than fracture your toes as you plough your foot into a
You know what?
concrete
You make
wall.
a fair point. I'll kick I'm not gonna.
Just join me at the monkey forest. We'll take them all out.
No, stop! That one's endangered. Bye.
It's got a baby on it.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Right, I'm kicking some Barbary macaques.
Out of well, not necessarily out of anything you've studied, out of any organism, let's say.
Yeah.
What do you think could do a change in? You know.
Oh,
maybe,
what, as a
maybe you're like octopus. That's far too many legs. You don't need that many legs.
Okay.
What you know, something that maybe weirds you out, or you just think, oh, you know, you could improve that animal if you maybe.
I mean, penguins can't fly, and like,
yeah, but do they need to do a lot of flying?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna be a bird, you might as well fly. You know. What would I change? I would get rid of cats entirely, so they wouldn't exist.
To be honest, I'm surprised in the last question you didn't go, okay, I'll boot a cat. That's easy.
Oh, yeah, true. No, I mean, if we could make cats less obnoxious and up their own arses, then that would be quite good. I might actually like them.
Oh, what? So, like, breed sentimentality into a cat?
Yeah, rather than just hunger for food and use you. It's going to turn into another cat rant.
You know, you sound really bitter about cats. Like, what did the cat do to you?
Nothing. It's just that
I can't help but think that you must have got mauled as a child.
by a cat. No, I just it's dogs are better. And I think anyone that likes a cat is just deluded. And you know why? Because they're like, oh, you'll like my cat because my cat's like a dog. And I'm like, just get a dog then. It's a better animal. Oh, I just can't stand the creatures. Other animals? Have you got any?
Not really. That's where I was like,
I mean, you kind of be a little bit self-centered and be like, oh, you know, you could make the most uber productive milk, like a cow that could just make copious amounts of milk. And no, but actually, here's a thought. What about making it so like it wouldn't be too detrimental to the animal? So something like
what? So maybe if you sped up the breeding and maturity rates of a cow, or something, improve the energy efficiency. You could also do, because it takes about like a kilogram of grain gets you. Sorry, 10 kilograms of grain gets you 1 kilogram of cow.
Yeah,
and that's just not a good.
So just make farm animals more energy efficient.
Okay.
Like they just grow easier and don't require
as much food.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
It would make sense.
You know, that's very. Again,
or how about
very
making
noble.
certain animals more like, you know, resistant to climates, like Africa maybe? I know you get cows there, obviously, but you know, take some dairy cows down there, and you know, and if you want to change them, make them more tolerable of the environment.
A very noble and, you know, altruistic answer. Because I introduced this question by going, What weirds you out, you know?
Yeah. What weird
Does an
thing
octopus
about
have
an
too
animal?
many legs? I don't know. Maybe it does.
I think spiders have got too many legs.
Too many eyes as well.
I think spiders just need to be less hairy and...
On that note, there's just no need for really, really savage venom on snakes.
Just, yeah. Basically,
right,
stuff that could kill a human. All right, if animals need to bite other animals to get food, that's fine. But they need to bite us.
But
We've
the
done
thing
nothing
is,
wrong.
right,
Well,
if
apart
you've
from
got a
destroy your
snake,
habitat and...
if you've got a snake that has got venom that can kill a human in like 20, 30 minutes, like they exist. That means you can deck a mouse.
No time at all.
In like less than a minute.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of snakes that get by just fine without the venom.
Actually,
they'll just constrict it.
Just be a little bit more patient. If your venom has to be less potent, you might have to wait a little bit longer for your dormouse.
You're the apex predator here.
Yeah.
You've got the advantage. There's no need getting at us for it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so make certain animals less deadly. I can go over that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think sharks get a bad rap as well. So maybe make them a little bit more friendly to look at. I don't know. Make them more like a dolphin. They get a bad rap. I don't know why sharks get hated.
You don't need 3 rows of teeth.
No! Yeah, that's true. Cool. No, I like that one. That's good.
Okay, I've got one more.
Okay, I've got a couple if we need to.
Would you rather stop all technical innovation now or carry on, but we end up wiping out all of the animals except us? Very topical, this one.
So this depends for me on at what point that happens. If it happens in millions of years' time, then we can do something about. It's difficult.
Well, I mean,
wiping out all non-human species on the planet.
With climate change, you know, we're going that way anyway. Within the next, 5 centuries, maybe. We don't even know if the Earth will be human habitable in 5 centuries. If we're
no, but I think humans have their best interests at mind when they're doing technological advancements. So they're not going to wipe themselves out unless the robots take over. That's another story for another day.
Well, I mean, we've already done that. We went on a computer rant.
The Medusa Chronicles.
Yeah.
I don't think humans would take themselves out, but I could imagine them.
But the thing is, like,
one little species at a time.
Every little organism offers a tiny little ecosystem service that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Some being more redundant than others. But as soon as, technical innovation takes us past the point of like, got no earthworms anymore, gutted.
Yeah, just go back to the last question. Had an idea. Make polar bears tasty. So therefore, they're never going to go extinct because we're going to just keep on farming them.
We don't know that they're not tasty.
No,
already.
they're a pain to breed, I guess. So make them a great farm animal.
Okay, but
go to the petting zoo.
Because then you get, as soon as we start domesticating stuff, they start to take on domestic traits. You know how when you've got normally wolves have got like, face down tails, very pointy ears, but as soon as you domesticate them, they start to look more like a dog.
True.
We'll get polar bears because it will stop being a polar bear, won't it?
Yeah, true.
When you start domesticating it.
Sorry. Okay, so back to this question then. I don't think we can stop technological advancements though, because we're already. This is the thing: is that for every uphill opportunity, there's downhill opportunities, and I think even now we're heading downhill. Like if we carry on at our current rate, we are going to run out of oil. We are going to mess the planet up. So really, you're either if you do nothing, you're prolonging the inevitable. If you carry on, at least you're giving a slim chance.
So for you, and for me as well, but like technical innovation is always going to be the way to solve the next crisis.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Because some people would argue that, climate change is an issue of like human morality and how we've got to change our sort of addiction to more if we are to, 'cause, like, if you keep capitalism, they've got this inherent, like, there's no respect for boundaries with capitalism. It's always make more, produce more, sell more.
Yeah.
So surely solving climate change can never work under that system. I don't believe it, because I look at people like Tesla and stuff that are making mad money off being green.
Greener.
It's insane. Yeah.
No, and like you know, I think it's just a case of waiting for the price of green stuff to drop, and then it's
been an exponential decrease.
Yeah.
Like I want to go to people that are presumably still saying, "Oh no, solar panels are way too expensive," and I'll go, "Well, when's the last time you checked?" And they say, "Oh, 2003," and then I'm like, "Are you joking?"
Yeah. Should we end on one of mine?
Go on.
I'll give you the option of which question to choose from. Okay? Because I think there's two good ones.
Right.
So, would you rather donate your body to science or donate your organs to someone who needs them?
Ooh.
Or would you rather be the first person to explore a new planet or be the inventor of a drug that cures a deadly disease? I think they're both good questions.
Like, all right. We're going to get to them both because they are good questions.
Okay, we'll do both then.
Okay.
So the first one then, would you rather donate your organs to science or to somebody that needs them? It's
a shame they have to be mutually exclusive, because you could send my liver, heart and kidneys one way, and then, they can have a good old look at my sort of muscular system, my brain, my, various other bits.
Unfortunately, that's not a liberty you can take with this question. You can't pick where they go.
Well, look, it is. It's for me. It's got to be give it to someone else who actually needs it.
Well, what I would argue is that if you were fit and healthy, then your organs could go to somebody who was who needed them, and someone who was less healthy in normal sense than you were could then donate their organs to science. So, like, I don't know. So if your heart is particularly good, then if you've had a good...
So it gets one more run out with another person,
yeah, exactly.
and then they give it to science when it's
packed in. So if it was me right now, I feel like my organs would be better used in another person. Steady.
More to the point, I was like, does that show how low your self-esteem is? Just like, frankly, my organs are wasted on me. Give them to someone else that will
who's more deserving
waste
of
it,
them.
who'll treat it better, feed it less crappy food.
Oh dear. Okay. If I was to die, I feel like my organs would be better off in another person than on a slab in a lab.
Definitely. And to be fair, like I've heard the way medics go on about how weird the anatomy sessions are, and I don't want my body to be under scrutiny when they go, "Oh, look at his head" or something.
Yeah, funny shape. Yeah, okay. So we're agreeing that it's the answer to the question is subjective based on who you are, how healthy you are.
I mean, I'm just gonna give them straight away. But you've brought up an interesting one. Is there any rules on, like, a triple donation? As in, like, I give my heart to someone, that person then dies, but they have a look and the heart's still good to go. That's a heart that has sat in 3 different people. Surely there are people healthy enough that is a possible... Or
my idea
people
is...
that die young enough,
Yeah, my idea is that someone who has, let's go for a liver... just random organ, and they have a liver transplant, but then they reject that liver. Do they then take that liver out and then give it to someone else who might not reject it?
Well, surely...
I don't know how complicated swapping livers over is.
I was going to say, surely they do the tests that are like, you wouldn't make the mistake of having a rejected liver. You'd make sure that...
Yeah, I suppose.
No, but back to what I was saying. Now I'm sat here thinking, I'm only 21 years old.
Yeah.
With any luck, my heart's got at least another 60 years of pumping.
Yeah.
But say I died next week.
Yeah.
My heart could then go on to someone else.
Yeah.
Who uses it for 20 years.
And then they die.
And then has it got another 20 years left, or do the doctors just sort of say, "Nah, come on, don't be crazy"? I want to know.
Interesting.
I
think we should find out about that and come back. The triple heart transplant.
Okay,
Passing
sweet.
it along.
Okay,
cool. Right then, we'll do that last one then. So would you rather be a person to discover a new planet? I guess that means to step foot on it, to land on it, or the person who cured the deadly disease.
Okay, see the problem with that...
Explore a planet, the question
is... What's the implication of the planet? Because you could be the first person to step onto Mars, couldn't you?
But it's a new planet, though.
Yeah, but is this a planet that's just like, oh, we're here, it's a feat of science, we made it? Or is it a place that we could go, yeah, we can colonise this? Because there's no condition that says, like, it's, you know, it might literally just be a feat of science that we've made it, but it might be just as much a bland rock as Mars is, you know?
Yeah, no, that's an interesting point. I think, I don't know.
I guess what I'm saying is maybe I'd want the credit for a disease rather than, you know...
True, but...
I mean, going on a habitable planet and being the first to maybe, like, I don't know, to actually settle, that would be incredible.
So, say there were some robots had already been and built this place for you to live, and you were the first person off the spaceship.
I mean, to be fair, I've actually been watching Have you heard of this YouTube channel called Primitive Technology?
Oh, the guy that built
it gets on the sort of trending tab every once in a while.
Yeah.
But it gives you this false sense of security, like, yeah, I could totally just go into the woods now. I could build a fire and then build a hut. Like, because I'm like, oh, all he's doing is just, you know, chopping down a tree. He's just like stacking them up together. Exactly. So I'm sat there like, well, look, as long as that plant's got a couple of trees and some decent dirt, I'm good to go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, interesting point.
But I mean, almost definitely, I'm not as adept as I think I am.
You're not quite that guy.
No.
I mean, let's say that you... I mean, personally, I feel like the only real comparable instinct here, instance even, is Armstrong on the moon. Like, because that's the closest we've got. And I'm trying to think... I think Armstrong is a more household name than someone who's cured... Fleming. Or, you know, someone who's cured a deadly disease. But, like,
I'm not asked about being a household name,
No,
though.
of course not. But even then...
I'd feel like I was doing a more useful service to the world.
But it depends what the disease was as well. If you're telling me it's a rare form of, you know, leukemia that's one in every 100,000...
well, you told me deadly... it doesn't imply how prevalent. It implies that it's deadly, but not how...
So what we're saying, it depends on the planet and the implications of landing on there, and it
if
also
I could
depends
be
on
like
the disease
the AIDS
that
guy...
Yeah, if it was... you are.
If I was the AIDS guy, then
that's
definitely.
quite a big thing.
But actually, we read that not too long ago. How people with AIDS can survive roughly the length of a normal life because with it, like very close monitoring.
Yeah.
But
so what have we learnt this week?
Very little.
I don't know. So what? I would kick a monkey.
You'd kick a monkey.
I'd
and
make
you'd
cows more farmable.
You'd also
domesticate the polar bear.
And you'd also swap them with cats.
And
you'd rather have a domestic polar bear
than a cat. And that I'd cure any menstrual physiological side effects.
And you would be a household name
for doing that.
For sure.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, there you go. Why don't you think about the answer to some of the questions we asked today? Get back to us and see what, you know, have your opinion in the comments below. Oh, it's been good to be back.
Yeah, hopefully we can pick up the mantle a bit more. Actually, soon we're going to have my dissertation episode.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good chat. Cool.
So look forward to that. Yeah, that's gonna be
a research and analytical skills module.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're gonna switch it up a gear in a big way from this episode, which was very very sort of widespread and random.
Yeah.
Whereas dissertation, we're going to hit you hard with some cold, hard facts.
Yeah,
some cold, hard science.
Wonderful. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. We'll be back more than in 4 months' time, fingers crossed. Yes, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Drop us a like. We're very appreciative.
I mean, if you want.
If you
it's
want
up to you.
If we can hit 300 views like we did on Aphantasia, then I'll be happy. But yeah, excellent. So thank you very much for listening to Survival of the Thickest.